Hello, vinyl community. Bradley here. First of all, I would like to thank a fellow member of the vinyl community. He put out a little video kind of promoting my channel, and I really appreciate that. His name is Bill. His channel is called Vinyl Verse, all one word, Vinyl Verse. You can find it in my subscription list. So probably if you're watching this video, you're probably subscribed to him anyhow. I really like his stuff. I think I've seen all of his videos, and he's a good guy. So listen to his advice. Subscribe to my channel. Whatever. I've got two albums today. They are jazz. Now these are not considered classic jazz albums, but I bought them earlier in the week. Occasionally, I will go to Barnes & Nobles. I'm a member of their club, and so I occasionally get 20% off. So, I do buy some albums there, and their jazz selection it's not huge. I don't know, 60 albums, but they have really good releases in there. They're reissues. Probably 12 of them are Diana Krall, which I love Diana Krall. I love her husband, Elvis Costello. Yeah. So anyhow, these two albums I did pick up at Barnes & Nobles. And I had heard, I think from Paul Baraka P. Dub, one time he mentioned pressing plants. And I remember him saying that Pallas in Germany was one of the top plants for record pressing in the world. Now, I don't think I've ever come across any. Who knows, maybe I have a couple, but I just don't realize it. I really doubt it, though. So anyhow, these two albums were pressed at Pallas, and I will tell you about them, but first I'm going to say the sound quality in these are ungodly. No surface noise at all, no cracks, no pops, and both these records, I think they listed for maybe $25. So with my 20% off, they're like 20 bucks. I paid 40 bucks for two albums of that quality. And I don't know, I don't have any audiophile records. But I'm thinking maybe these fall in that category. They're lower priced, or, you know, I don't know. But man, do I love them. Well, I'm going on, so. Anyhow, the first album is an artist, I've said it before. I love him, Dexter Gordon. Take the A Train. Now this album, which I will show you what it looks like. Really neat. This is on the Black Lion record label. It's on blue translucent vinyl. And as I said, this vinyl is immaculate. Immaculate. I wish all my records would be like this, but I don't see that happening. So anyhow, Dexter, Take the A Train. It's live. Dexter Gordon and his quartet live. Uh, the history behind this is a little confusing. Okay, it was recorded on July 21st, 1967. And this was it was recorded at Montmartre Jazzhus, which is in Copenhagen, Denmark. And Dexter played in this club many times, many times. And as I said before in my videos, he went over to Paris and Scandinavia in 62. He did not come back to the U.S. till 76 or so. So anyhow, this Black Lion release, I think it's a release exclusive to Barnes & Noble. And that's why the blue vinyl and all that. Okay, so anyhow, in 1971, 4 years after these recordings were made, I'm not sure how many albums were released of these sessions. I think they had at least 3 volumes, and I think that was on Black Lion Records, if I'm correct in my history. Then in 1989, they also reissued, I guess it was Black Lion Records again. But I do know some of the track listings on some of these reissues don't quite match up to other reissues, so I'm a little confused there. But anyhow, this was Dexter Gordon when he lived in Denmark. The members of the band are Dexter Gordon on tenor sax, Kenny Drew on piano, which I love Kenny Drew. He was also an expatriate. He went over to, like Dexter, to Paris, and from there he moved to Copenhagen. So he played with Dexter quite a bit. The bass player, Niels Henning Orsted Pedersen. Pedersen, P-E-D-E-R-S-E-N. I think he was maybe he was 20 years old when this album was recorded, and he played with Kenny Drew and Dexter Gordon many times. And he is or was, I don't know, considered the best bassist in Europe. And Dexter Gordon absolutely loved him. Whenever they had all-star bands, concert tours of anybody, it could be rock, could be jazz, coming to Denmark, well, the bassist, if they needed one, would be Pedersen. So, that's a brief history of that. Like I said, it was recorded, now I believe, if I'm understanding this correctly, which I may not, I don't know, there were 2 other albums released from this session. Both Sides of Midnight, and then Body and Soul. I think I'm correct. I think those are of this session also. So anyhow, a little bit about the music. On the first side, it's got 1 song. It's 15 minutes long, But Not For Me, written by George and Ira Gershwin. Excellent. On the flip side, side B, Take the A Train. We all know that. And the second song is For All We Know. a little more of a ballad. Now this is live stuff. The recording quality is, like I said, ungodly. It's fantastic. Rather not an overly large club, but you can hear the people in there, maybe some glasses and ice tinkling, and they will applaud after the songs. The drums are mic'd not closely, just a little bit away. It gives them a little space to remind you that it is recorded live. But this stuff is, God, I highly recommend either this, or there are two other, like I said, I think I named those two other companion albums that actually are available today from probably Best Buy, Amazon, probably Barnes & Nobles, I don't know. But this is, I can't say enough. So I'll quit. Second album. Like I said, these, they're not considered classics, but I cannot rip them off my turntable. They're stuck on there. That's all I played for the last week, are these two albums. The next album by Sonny Rollins, and the name is What's New? Now this was on a RCA Living Stereo, which I'd always heard Living Stereo, I don't know if this is true, that they were very good recordings. This is a beautiful package here. Now this one is yellow, translucent vinyl. It's got the probably original RCA Victor label there. Like I said, this one, it's the same as the other. It was pressed at Pallas. Absolute no noise at all. So it's, and boy, that really increases the listenability of records. I'm not one to spend, you know, some of the music matters as time goes on, you know, it's like 80 bucks, 90 bucks for an LP, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna pay that kind of money. Really not. Personally, I have a hard time going past $25, you know, which this proves you can find really good stuff. Anyhow, What's New says brings to jazz a new rhythm from South America. I have a few Sonny Rollins, which in the background, if you can hear it, that's a saxophone Colossus. I love Sonny Rollins. I got to get more. Anyhow, this was released originally in 1962. This particular reissue, is from 2015. So the original issuing of this was, you may be familiar with The Bridge, Sonny's album, which I believe that was the first. The Bridge was, he took like a, in 1959, like a 2-year self-imposed sabbatical. He got to the point where he said, I'm not learning anything new. I gotta quit. So for 2 years, he didn't play or record through 61, all of 61, or whatever, for 2 years. And supposedly, during these 2 years, he lived in New York City. He would go down to a bridge, and each day or night, he'd take a saxophone down there, just blow into it and practice. People would be walking by. I'm sure they didn't know who he was. That's wild. So anyhow, this is the second album after he made his comeback. On the back, it says bongos, conga drums, all kinds of Latin percussion, plus the new rhythm from Brazil, the bossa nova. It's definitely a Latin album. As far as bossa nova, I would say true bossa nova. I think there's only 2 songs on here. There's 5 songs on here. There's only 2 what I would call true bossa nova, and even the bossa nova are done in Sonny style. And I will mention the people on the album. Sonny Rollins, of course. Jim Hall plays a fantastic guitar. Bob Cranshaw on bass. Ben Riley on drums. And, which I will tell you about in a little bit, Candido. He was a Brazilian percussionist. So anyhow, I'll get onto these songs and I'll go over briefly over each one because they are all excellent songs. The first song on the first side, If I Ever Leave You. Great guitar. It's a Latin rhythm. We'll see who it was written by. Lerner and Lowe. Very good song. Now the second song on the first side was written by Sonny. It's called, I don't know how you pronounce it, Jungoso, Jungoso, written by Sonny Rollins. That song is, man, do I love that. God, it's amazing. And that song is just Candido on congas and Sonny on his saxophone. The percussion on the congas, for one, is amazing. And then Sonny does his whatever he's doing, improvisation. Kind of, at times in this song, he has like a growl on the sax. Fantastic. Okay, on the second side, the first song is, it's called Blue Songo. And that was also written by Sonny Rollins. And this kind of continues. Candido is also on this album. So he's got the congas again. And Sonny. And they do have bass on this track. Just another fantastic song. Man. Just sounds really good. Now the second song on the second side, The Night Has 1,000 Eyes. That was a standard or whatever. Now this one is a bossa nova. Excellent guitar. Jim Hall does a great job on guitar. Super song. Now the last song on the album is called Brown Skin Girls. It's Sonny wrote that. It is a calypso, which Sonny was good at calypso. And it does have like a group singing vocals or the chorus, probably throughout half the song or something. Um, Now, I don't know if I could take a whole album of that. I mean, you could get in the conga line, da 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 da, dun 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 da 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 da. But man, it's really good on here. So anyhow, I guess that wraps up my video review for non-classic jazz vinyl. I just had to tell you about these two albums because the sound quality is mind-numbing to me. So if I ever see a record with a sticker or anything that says it was pressed at Pallas, I think I'll pick it up. So anyhow, I think that's all I have to say today. If you care to subscribe, like, or comment, please do. I guess I will see you later. Have a good day.